Hey everybody, welcome back to my layout. This will be a layout update for December 2021. You can tell its modeling season is in full effect there. Almost fully buried on the window, and that's pretty early for December. All the more reason to spend more time down here in the basement. So the first new thing on the layout is this Athearn Genesis -9 44 CWL. Did a full review and test on it, so if you scroll up in the videos you can find that. We won't get too far into it here, but it is a super nice model, and this is actually its maiden voyage on the layout, first train I put it on. So I'm looking forward to running this thing quite a bit over the holiday season. I think it's going to be in the lead position fairly often, so stay tuned for that. I actually got one other new piece of rolling stock, and that's this Canadian Pacific FP9A. This is from Rapido Trains Inc. Actually, this is a special release that Rapido did for Canadian Pacific, so you actually buy it through the CP online web store. So I grabbed one of these. So the plans for this thing will be to get the Loksound V5 decoder when I can find one. Apparently they're really hard to find right now. My local hobby shop's all sold out, and some of the online shops that I usually go to as well, they said decoders are kind of hard to get right now. So when I can find the 21 pin V5, I'll be putting that in there, along with probably a Galaxy S20 speaker if I can fit it. I hope I can. And go ahead and put ESU full throttle in this thing. It would be really cool. So this configuration, Rapido says this is as it ran back with the business train, you know, in the 2009-2010 era, which fits my layout perfect. It often ran with the 3084, which I think would be a really cool consist. Don't have any of the business cards, but you gotta start somewhere, right? I was kind of hoping it would come in like a cool CP limited edition box or something, but it just came in one of these regular Rapido FP9A boxes. So that'll be a future project when I get my hands on a decoder. Over at the paint booth, I've got one new tool that I don't know why it took me so long to get one, but if you're doing a lot of airbrushing and you're changing colors often, it's really helps if you can dry the paint quicker. So I finally got a little hair dryer here. It's one of these travel ones. Got it from like Superstore for, I think it was like 18 bucks. And it fits perfect. It just stays up there. I've actually already been putting it to use. Did a little fun project with my son. He's right into Pokemon right now, so that means that I'm right into Pokemon as well. So we turned one of those little round Happy Meal toys, we turned that into a Pokeball. We painted it up like a Pokemon ball, so they're red and white, and it actually took quite a few different coats, and really helped to have this hair dryer handy. And then when we put the gloss coat on it too, there's no waiting around. You can just get that thing painted, quickly dry it, and then off you go catching Pokemon. So over on the layout, I got a little bit of progress done here at Morant's Curve. So first thing I did was seal up the river, the Bow River here, all the way along this outside edge with actually drywall mud, and it worked quite well. I had probably 2/3 of this box was still full, and this was left over from when I actually did the drywall down here, and I'd have to check back in the layout update videos, but that's got to be like 3-4 years ago when I did that. Opened it up, the mud is still wet and usable in there. So just using my trowels, I went along the edge, kind of got it roughed in, and then I had a little cup full of water, and you just get your fingers wet and you can go and just work that right in and make it really smooth and nice. So that outer edge is all sealed up now, all nice, sanded, and I went and put the first coat of paint on here. After much deliberation, you can see there's about 100 paint chips there from Home Depot, but we went with, let's see what I got here, Tropical Lagoon for the darker hue and Aqua Sea Wind for the lighter one. And just trying to work off prototype photos, going for something like this. You can see it's got that real aqua teal look to it, and then I'm going to airbrush in the the purplish mauve after the fact. So I'm just trying to achieve this teal color here on the outsides. The deeper parts have that lighter teal color. So I'm going to try and do one more coat. I think I could have used a bigger paintbrush and I would have got some better blending in, and maybe add some water so that I can really get the colors to blend together and do. So a little further west down here at this other Bow River scene, I'm going to end up painting this the same color as it's the same river, it's just a different section of the line. You can see here this is just the rough drywall mud. I still need to sand this, clean it up, prep it for paint, and then I'll go ahead and paint it same color there as the Morant's curve scene. To show a little closer how nice a job that drywall mud does. If you get it really wet, it's really easy to work it and kind of slope it the way you need it. So the river's all sealed up nicely now, and this will be good for painting and then eventually pouring resin on it. So the other thing on this scene I've been working on at the same time is the photo backdrop for this Morant's curve wall, I'm calling it. So from here all the way down to that corner, it's about 32 feet, and I've been working on the artwork for that. So let's go take a look at my computer and I'll show you where I'm at with the progress on designing that photo backdrop. So I start with the first layer, which you work from the back to the front. So I'm going to do the mountain peaks first. So I got my photos selected up top here. Then the next step is to go ahead and remove the background from them. You can see here this one's got that really shows that transition from a really light baby blue to a dark blue the higher up in the atmosphere you get. So you can see I've removed the mountains from this one here. So I removed the sky backdrop, and then you can go and put them on my fake blue one here. This is just to show what the wall would look like. And this is 1:1 scale here, this rectangle. So that's how I determine what the wall size will be, and then I go and start making measurements on all the different heights of the benchwork. So you can see there's this rectangle here showing the little tree island at Morant's curve, then it drops down. The bottom of the rectangle being the lowest point on the layout, and then everything else can be cut or removed to go higher. So I've pretty much got all the photos picked out for the first layer. That's going to be the mountain peaks. I've still got a little bit of filling to do here. You can see I've got not quite long enough, so I think I might slide over because I've got a bit more here at Morant's curve that I could use. At the same time, I'm trying to balance the scene and make it look right. I want to have the right mountains behind the river, so when the train comes into view, you know, it all looks like it does, just like on the real thing. So I've got some, using this square here to mark the right hand side of Saddle Mountain. That lines up with the edge of the river. So this is the way it is right now. I probably can cheat it a foot or so I probably will slide everything over this way. And then I'll start working on the second layer, and that would be the tree line that you would see like right behind the train. So that layer will be, I'll remove the mountains and everything, and I'll just have the trees, and that'll go over top of these mountain photos, and then that'll kind of be the final way it looks. So still lots of work to do, but slowly making progress on this, and you can kind of see how it's going to look. So I'll wrap up this layout update, guys. Hope you have a great holiday season. You're able to spend some time with family and friends. Wishing you nothing but health and happiness from my family or yours. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you next time.